I'm sort of a strange case in that I dropped out. I wanted to be an electrical engineer, so I was pursuing an EE and well on my way, and then I decided, I liked building oscilloscopes at a time when the world needed a different application for oscilloscopes, which was using oscilloscopes to diagnose computers on cars, or in cars specifically. And so I left school to go build oscilloscopes and then turned that into a career, and then from that did other things. So I really started as a guy who loved transistors and liked to build circuits and liked to turn those circuits into funny lines on a screen. And then from there kind of evolved into business and other parts of life.
So then the question is that, so how did you get into a field like biotechnology or molecules, which is so chemistry intensive? I mean, since you didn't have any expertise in that area, so why would you not go for a field that was closer to what you had a background in, or something that was more relevant, so to say?
It's a great question. I have to tell you, I only think about that when I find the days where I'm getting lost in all the verbiage. And I say that because I can tell you throughout my career, it's never been linear. It's never been, based on my studies and my experiences. Here are the jobs I'm aiming for. It's actually been much more about, here are the things I love to do. And it's funny, the other thing I want to be realistic about, early on, I don't think I had much choice. Reality is I probably did, but my confidence level was such that I didn't think of it as much choice. I thought of it as, interesting opportunity came around, it looked like interesting work, and I did it. And the more I did that and started to accumulate sort of a portfolio of different experiences, the more I started to develop this view of the things I like to do. And they weren't jobs, they were attributes. I like to work with people. I like to inspire groups. So I started to develop what it was that I liked to do. And then, I became pretty selective in ending up in the places I like to be. I'll give you a perfect example. When I went into the oil industry, I had quite an extensive experience in the automotive vertical. So I was recruited to Amoco Oil to turn around an automotive business they had. It was interesting. When I was recruited, the president of the oil company said to me, you should feel good about coming to work for us. We'll take care of you. And I'm like, what do you mean you'll take care of me? What do you? Oh, yeah. We've got a pension and there's 5 years vesting, and it was all completely foreign to me. The last thing I wanted to do was have any big corporation take care of me. I just wasn't wired that way, right? So then I get in. 6 months after being there, BP merges with Amoco, and at that point I think, this is good. I guess we had, my wife and I, we bought a house in Illinois. We were moving from the Bay Area to Illinois, and we literally had been in the house for 2 weeks when the merger got announced, and I had no idea. It hit me out of left field, right? So my wife and I kind of said, so what do we do? Do we finish the house and sell it, or what do we do? And I never imagined myself going from leading an automotive business inside of a big oil company to leading the rebranding of BP. Now, if I had fixated myself on all I do is this kind of thing, I can guarantee you I never would have ended up in rebranding the company, right? So it's I don't know. It just kind of happens.